going to be doing a build of the day. We're in the shop today. It's a brisk day in Texas. It's like 30, I think, now. So we're going to be doing the quintessential crosscut sled. I got some projects I want to do, and I need some straight 90-degree cuts. So we're going to be building a sled to do that. The main thing I want to do with this sled is be able to do 12-inch width cuts. So we got that longer piece I'm going to cut down to size. And I already got my front fence built. So I need to get a straight edge on this. We took 3 pieces of Baltic birch. Looks like this is 3/4 inch Baltic birch. And I glued all 3 together. And I'm just going to cut that so it's perfectly flat, because that's what everything's going to be pushed against to get a straight cut on my table saw. All right, so we're going to be gluing these guys to this. So I'm going to cut this guy down, and then I don't have any activator for the CA glue or super glue. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get this glued so I can work on some other stuff while it sets. So let's go ahead and cut this guy down. It's going to go this way. So the width is correct. It's this length I need to shorten down. So I'm going to use this as my reference. So that's going to be my front fence. And I want at least 12 inches from here to be able to do that cut before my next fence, my back fence. So I'm going to take that measurement and then cut this board. All right. So I think the total sled length I'm going with is going to be 30 inches on the length. Just a nice even number. That'll give me plenty of room to do some wider boards. 12 inch for sure. We're getting ready to set the slides and glue them. So to do that, we need to lay some washer, some dimes, something to just raise it slightly out of this groove, this slot. So I got these little washers, and that will give me enough height so I can run glue, and it will stick to the board. It'll get contact. Otherwise, it's recessed a little lower and you won't get good contact. So there we go. And I'm going to run some tape over the table saw so I don't get any CA glue on the table saw. This guy to the fence. Back a little bit. Ideally, you want an activator. I don't have any, so we're just going to let this guy sit. I got these screwed in. My counter seat bit does not like this plastic. It just won't do it. So what I'm doing is taking a bigger bit, size of the head, and just being a little careful. And pre-drilling. All right, this crazy contraption I got set up here. So I'm going to router a straight edge onto my fence. So what I have here is I screwed this board to give me a straight edge. And I got this clamp to my table. And then I got this router bit here, this flush cut bit. You can see the bearing. Yeah, the bearing's right here. So I'm going to come in from the top, and I'm going to slowly router deeper and deeper, and then flip her over, and then use a different bit where the bearing's on the other side to finish it off. So ideally this should work. We'll see. There you go. Not the simplest or the easiest way, but with the tools I had available, looks good. Looks good. So this brings us to our amateur tip of the build. It's a new segment that we will be rolling with. And today, cover your mugs, be it whiskey, be it coffee, no judgment. Otherwise, you'll get unintended fiber in your drink that may not be that healthy for you. And if you do want fiber, make sure to use hardwoods that are untreated. Okay, I just built my rear fence. It's just off of a couple 2x4s that were scrap laying around. And just take to note that, let's see if I can turn it. You never want to cut higher than your rear fence. I would leave at least ½ inch so you don't split your sled in half. This is really to keep it all structural and straight. So you may want to build this taller depending on the height of the wood that you're cutting. All right, I'm about to attach my rear fence. I'm going to flip this around so it's just a little easier to see what's going on here. Okay, we're going to raise the blade up and make a notch through the board. We're not going to cut through it. We're just going to notch it so then I can use the speed square and make sure that we are square. I can mount the front fence and make sure we're square. This is the most important part right here. So you have to make sure that your front fence and the blade are perfectly square. Otherwise, it makes this whole build pointless, right? So look pretty good there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just glue her and clamp her. And then, I mean, really the glue's plenty, but I'll go ahead and screw it because I'm impatient. I don't like to wait for the glue to dry. And it's really cold here. Obviously, I got a fire pit behind me to keep me warm while working out here. So, yeah. So glue. I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay this T-track in here. So this is what I got. So I think I'm going to router this out and then inlay this T-track. You may be asking, why am I using the router for everything? First off, it's new. It's a new toy, and I'm really enjoying working with the router. It's like you unlock all kinds of cool things when you have a router. Man, it's the tool I have available. So there's probably a bunch of different ways I could have done a straight cut on this guy. Probably other ways to inlay this. But the router is what I got, and like I said, it's a new toy. So I'm trying to figure that out now. So I think I'm going to use this as a block for this guy. So I'm going to use a straight edge on that guy, come back and give him something to push, and then I'll just router this whole piece out. That actually turned out pretty good. The router puts out so much dust. Oh yeah. See? See? Amateur tip of the day. Oh my God. Even, still gonna get a little fiber. All right, so like, you gotta cut these. Just make sure the blade doesn't hit them. Okay, I need to build a stop now for my pieces. So I need to get the height of this rail. And obviously we're building it out of wood. This is a woodworking channel. So take the height. There we go. Now I needed something to cut a straight edge with. No, seriously. I already get to use my sled. See? There you go. Pretty sweet. Look at that. Straight cut. It's awesome. Okay. Check that out. Perfect. Now, I need another piece that's going to go over like that. So, just cut one more. That'll be good. Hey, so you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate that. I know it's just a crosscut sled, and there's a million of them. This one's mine. There's many like it. This is my favorite part. I lasered on the warning. You know, don't stick your hand there. You might lose it. So I think crosscut sleds are a little bit underrated for new woodworkers. You know, so many people want to rush to get the product done. You know, they're excited to get it finished. Really building the things like this and then the jigs and so forth will make your life so much easier. Your final product will turn out nicer. If you're not getting the straight cuts with jigsaws, miter saws, circular saws, whatever tool that you might be using, this guy, your table saw, will make it easier for you, right? So I highly recommend building these, or building one that works for your tool. Do these jigs. It's worth the time. And if you're new to woodworking, it's a fun build, right? You learn something. Almost every time I build something, I learn something new. I build new skills. I learned how to use a router and inlay this rail. Never done anything like that before, so I had to problem solve that. And yeah, it's just fun to actually build it. And I'm excited about what this allows me to build next. So I got a bunch of things I want to build. They're going to be coming soon. More of the should you build it or skip it with the YouTube reviews. I got a couple of those I want to do. And I got some projects I want to do for friends and family to build as well. So look, it's winter here. It's cold. I'm out here doing it. I got my dog out here. I got a fire pit to keep me warm. I realize I'm not up north. I'm not standing in snow and everything. But if you can do it in your garage, or do it in your backyard, or do it at your friend's shop, whatever it takes, get out there and do it. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and you have a good day.